It was a dark and stormy night. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. It was actually a very normal day, and me as a merchant, I would decide to start packing up all my luggage to go sell stuff.
I got some more iPads.
Oh,
Want to buy some iPads?
No, I'm just selling these.
You preparing for your voyage?
I am.
Alright, let us leave.
And after I decided to pack all my stuff up, I would start to sell away. And as I sold away, I actually sold a rock to someone who lives underneath a bridge.
You got that down there? Oh well.
And I even sold meat to this weird person who doesn't eat meat.
You got the stuff? Yeah.
And after I was done selling all my stuff, I had one more place to go, this very cool island, but I had no idea what was in store for me later. Once I got to this last island, I would sell all my stuff to the people, and after this, I would do a few drinks. Not enough drinks to knock me out or anything, though. I would just end up falling asleep.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Where'd everybody go?
Once I realized I was lost, I decided to walk and walk and walk, and then I got a little bit worried.
Where'd my boat go? Who took my boat? Where did it go?
Me now being hopeless, I would continue to walk until...
Hey!
Yes, some random man. This man started to chase me. He started to chase me like crazy. With me having no other decision, I would decide to then go and start to run into these woods that I saw. As I was running as fast as I could, I run on top of this huge log, and he soon trailed me. However, it had seemed that he got hit, and once he got hit, he fell and hit his head. I still thought he was behind me. I would continue to run and run and run until I would finally hide behind what I thought was a tree. This was not a tree, but it was a bird. It was a bird's leg. I would wrap my turban around it and hold on tight. I was dangling from the beast's leg. I was so worried. And then I looked down at the island I was just on. All of my fear and worry will begin to go away. I saw the vast blue ocean sea and the beautiful greenness, and I remembered why I even tried to stay there for the first place and have a few drinks. However, I would also start to remember what would eventually happen to me. I decided to try and formulate a plan and or a decision, and this decision would be to eventually drop off of the bird. As I was flying through the sky on this bird, I would decide to drop down into this ravine. After I woke up from my long fall, I would then start to wander around inside of this ravine that I had landed on. I walked around this mysterious place, and soon enough, I would see that there were these massive snakes. Therefore, I had to think of a plan. I sat down and I began to think. Eventually, I had come to the conclusion that I would probably need to build a fire in order to help keep me safe for the night and to keep me warm. I would then start to follow what my handbook said that I had seen many years ago, and I would start to rub many sticks together to try to create this fire. I started to rub so much and for such a long time that I started to actually feel a bunch of heat, but then realized it would not end up working. I would sit down again and start to think once again. This time, I would build a shelter. I would start to collect many different sizes of logs and tree branches.
All right. And one more stick. Oh, nice. I have somewhere to sleep tonight. Let's go. Oh, wait. One more touch. Man, what the
Okay, I needed one more final idea. Since I had seen these massive snakes earlier, I finally had come to the conclusion that I should probably craft a sword to try to fight off these snakes and to escape this ravine. I found one of the nearest and strongest logs and I would start to rub it until I started to get a sharp point on the end of this log. And surprisingly enough, this was one of my only ideas that would begin to actually work. Before going and fighting these snakes, I would actually decide to practice on a tree with my sword and see how strong it was.
Alright. Come on, Sinbad. Prepared for this. Alright, you know what? Screw this. I'm going.
Me being hopeless, I would begin to walk around. I had no clue where I was going, and at the time, I had no clue if I was even ever going to escape this little ravine. I was hopeless, and all I needed to do was hide from the snakes and just wait until my day where I was going to die. In the meantime, I was just going to have a bunch of hope, and also hope that down here in this ravine that there would be many, many diamonds. Therefore, I would go on a search for diamonds. As I would begin to walk, I would find many, many, many important rocks in these little holes. However, none of them were actually diamonds.
Dang it!
I would be frustrated throughout the rest of my adventures. However, I would find a safe little sleeping place underneath the cave, and I would begin to sound myself to sleep and just have very high hopes that I would be able to escape from this island and hopefully find some diamonds. The next morning, I would decide what I've been doing the most, walk around, until something had actually caught my eye.
Is that an egg?
It was a snake's egg. And what was so special about this is it was way more important than any of the diamonds I had hoped to see. However, the mother snake had caught my eye. I started at a full sprint. And as I was running, I was so afraid that I dropped the egg upon the ground. In addition, as I dropped the egg, I would begin to sprint as fast as I could and luckily escape the snake. The next morning was a lot different. I would spot this rolling piece of flesh starting to roll down the hill.
It looks like a piece of flesh that it fell from the sky and it has diamonds in it. Wait, I have an idea. Alright. Oh, okay. Now all I need to do is tie myself up to the rock's leg again and it'll hopefully pick me up and fly me away from this stupid place.
And thus this would work. I would tie myself up to the rock's leg and I would let it to start and fly again. I would search out into the distance and I would actually begin to be happy for once in a while. In addition, as I looked out, I saw where I was going to land. This rock was actually going to drop me off in its nest full of all of its other children.
Oh my goodness, I'm in a nest. Oh wait, this must be the nest where the rock's children are. I gotta find out how to. Oh my goodness! Are those huts out there? They might be able to help me. Did you see his outfit today? I know, it was so gross. I know, literally. Look, his name's Bob. Bob? Yes. That's a whack name. Wake up. Oh my god! Who are you people?
me and my friend were just sitting here when you fell in. We're merchants and we've lived here for like years. What's your story?
2,000 years later.
And then after I landed off the rock, I was running for such a long time, and I saw this little hut, and I ended up here.
Because these merchants were so nice to me, I actually decided to reward them with some of the diamonds I found earlier.
And I have a surprise for you guys. Diamonds! Here you go.
Oh my god! How did you get these?
Oh, well, I realized that those birds that I like to call the rock, they were actually flying with all those little sheep fur. And inside of the sheep fur, there was a bunch of diamonds. So I just burrowed myself into the sheep fur, let it carry me up here, and I got all the diamonds.
Are you a god?
No.
And so that's where my 8th voyage ended. I ended up staying here in the huts and living with these merchants for the rest of my life. And this was overall probably my favorite voyage out of all 8.